What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Alright, Ashina Castle. So this area, there's a mini boss right up these stairs. You do not want to run right up these stairs and engage him. Let's go ahead and get the lore.
Lord Kuro. It is time, Lady Emma. Yes, I know. Master Genichiro is waiting, is he not? I will return to the top of Ashina Castle. Wolf, that reed whistle we used before. This time, I will use it to call on you.
So Kuro just used the reed whistle just to call on Wolf, basically saying he needs some help. You're going to beeline it this way, though. Don't worry, Kuro, we're on our way. Alright, on top of the roofs, you're going to have these ninja dudes. They are super annoying. So we're just going to pile drive through them. And then a bunch of dudes on there that they assume that they saw something. Alright, so these pink smoke bombs, they're hanging from the walls. They're basically showing a direct path that you can take around here to get all the way up to the castle. And then throughout the game, if you see those again at Ashina Castle, you can use those to get to areas of interest. But we are going to take on all these samurais. They're about to have a bad day. Boom. So I don't know what order you're supposed to tackle the game in, but it feels like Ashina Castle is not supposed to be done after Senpo Temple and Mibu Village, because even though I'm not like really deflecting or anything right now, it just seems like the enemies here are extremely squishy. You'll feel that too, and don't feel the need to play perfectly when you're fighting against a bunch of dudes that die in one hit. If you gotta just pile through them, take a couple hits, not a big deal. That's why we get the prayer beads for mini bosses, right? So around this corner, there is another enemy. It's one of the assassin guys. I really don't feel like dealing with his shit right now. So we're gonna sneak up and take him out. Alright, so that's one area done. Now in this area, there's nothing crazy of consequence, but you can use it as a quick travel. As you can see down there, we still have some stuff in the water that we need to collect, but we're going to continue progressing along the rooftops. Avoid the mini boss area for now. We are going to deal with that, and right now we need to focus on the dude with the spears. So spear guy and gun guy, they need to go down quick. And then another spear guy. Again, they're super squishy, so don't worry too much about getting hit. There's only one enemy that we're really concerned about in Ashina Castle, and it's going to be at the top of Ashina Castle. So go ahead and progress back through. Make sure you didn't miss anything. Ashina Castle is very cool when you first play the game. I really enjoyed my first time running through here and kind of seeing all the stuff. You're going to come back here enough times to where it's going to be much less cool. So continue progressing. There is a guy up here that we're going to want to talk to. He's going to be our sculpture merchant. So very nice to have a merchant back there at our sculpture home base.
Shinobi, a skilled one.
That's right.
I thought so. Well, you sure got me out of the pot. You see, some unfortunate things happened. And then they were after me day and night. I was at the end of my rope. But boy, did you show them. Here, take this with my thanks.
Alright, so Nightjar Beacon Memo, it's basically going to tell you to follow the purple smoke.
It's how I make my living.
This guy deals in information, that's how he makes his living.
Yeah, you still need... Ooh,
Sorry, I don't do business in dangerous places. He who fights, blah, 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 blah. Alright, not important. He's just going to be a merchant that's going to meet us back at the dilapidated temple. Let's make sure we didn't miss anything down here. Nope. Alright, we're going to keep progressing up. There's some items that we're going to want to find. Now, the night jars, even though you might out-level them, can be a pain, right? So what we're going to do is take this guy out using stealth. And I promise, guys, I'm getting a microphone soon. My wife, I mean, granted, it's not like my wife controls all the money in the house, but I do have 5 children, so a microphone is kind of secondary to YouTube right now, but I promise it's coming. Alright, so we need to get up top. And we got seen. So you can see I'm getting hit with shurikens from the side. Basically, this upper area is just gonna be absolutely AIDS. So just jump up, and we're gonna deal with them. We'll pop a healing gourd right now, and then just pressure as much as you can. Now, if you want to deflect, they do a couple like really spinny attacks. It builds up their posture pretty high. If you do one good block on their spinny attacks, it usually will be enough to posture break them. Now watch out for this guy on the kite. He's gonna air assault down, and he's gonna fuck your world up. Now you can deflect that, but I just wanted to show what it would look like when he comes down. He doesn't kill you or one-shot you or anything, but if you go in there with low health, he definitely will present you a problem. But that's kind of an example of the kite that we're looking at with the guy down in Senpu Village, so, or Senpu Temple, sorry. Alright, we're going to keep searching, making sure we don't miss any items. And I might miss 1 or 2 up here because I've never been a huge fan of running around the rooftops here. Especially later in the game, the rooftops are going to be extremely dangerous, and we are going to just straight up avoid all of them. Now, there's another guy on a kite up here, and whenever he does show up to fight us, he will do an attack that will one-shot you if you don't have enough healing gourds, which I'm not sure of. So we're going to straight up avoid him this time. But he basically is a suicide bomber. Yep, so there we go. Like I said, deflect enough and they pretty much fall instantly. We'll go ahead and clear all these guys out. Boom. Alright, cool. So we gotta avoid that guy up there. And we gotta loot this item up here. Sugar, always nice to have, especially going into the boss fight that we're about to have. This is about the midpoint of the game. So in this area of the game is where you're going to start looking at your midpoint as far as, you know, how you're progressing. And there we go. So you're just going to grapple up here and avoid those guys completely and get to the rest point. There should be I think a healing gourd here. Yep, gourd seed. So go ahead and rest. We'll go back to the temple. Go back to the temple, turn our gourd seed, make sure there's no new dialogue. I actually have to check to see if we have any dragon rot dialogue that we have to progress, because I think I might have missed someone with dragon rot in the very beginning, but alright, yeah, so let's check. So what we're going to do is look to see who has dragon rot, and you can do that by checking your items. No, not here. Alright, sculptor. Alright, so only the sculptor has it right now, so we're good. Let's see if we can do any upgrades with the sculptor real quick. He's coughing up a lung right now. He's not feeling, he's got COVID. Alright. So we could do a phantom kunai or the loaded spear cleave type. Let's do that. Spiral spear is next, and we'll continue progressing down here. Really what we're looking for is called the malcontent. It's down here somewhere. That's the biggest upgrade that we're looking at in the bottom of this tree. It's going to help us with a lot of the optional mini bosses like the headless and the Shishimen warriors. But we'll get back to the... Oh, no way I didn't rest. No way. I thought by traveling it would just automatically give me the rest, but we'll just sprint through. Make it quick. The good part about Sekiro itself is that no matter where you are in the game, if you come up on like a mini boss or an area that you keep dying on, maybe it's a main boss, there will be options for you to just sprint through, and you won't really be punished for it. Now, obviously, if you're progressing the game normally, you're going to want to do those areas so you can pick up all the items. But if you ever find yourself like having to backtrack a little bit, it's not a big deal. You can just kind of sprint through the areas. There's an item up there. We'll get that after we clear the mini boss. And this is how you sprint through. Gonna keep avoiding, block when you see that guy coming in. Jump across, jump up, keep going. Keep going this way. And pop up, and we're back. Okay, so not a huge deal. Someone died somehow. Alright, let's rest. Alright, so let's go to acquire skills because we have acquired some. Now here is the temple arts that we got from Senpu Temple. We're going to go ahead and pick up our flowing water, which is going to reduce the amount of posture we take when we're attacked by a sword. But from now on, our upgrades are all going to go in this tree. Again, a lot of the upgrades there are focused on how much loot we get when we are just farming, and it's going to come in a lot of handy. So these samurai right here, they are very strong. They do a lot of posture damaging attacks, and they do a lot of combat arts that we have. So that first one you definitely want to sneak up on, and I'm going to show you probably one of the top 3 farming areas, especially early to mid game. It's almost worth getting here just to farm it before you do Senpu Tempo, because you get so much divine confetti and items. So just sneaking around this area. This is all part of the farm. These guys give crazy experience. They give good amount of gold, and they are one of the enemies that drops a consistent source of divine confetti. So you can see 80 experience per enemy. We're going to clear about 10 of them. Now make sure the guys that look like this that I just killed, you kill first, because they are much stronger than these guys. Now these guys can just be kind of postured down. They're not a huge deal, but they do some thrust attacks like that, and they do some stuff like Ichimonji. Alright, here we go. This guy's kind of pissing me off. There we go. Thrust attack. Give him the old counter. Scrap iron. Akos. Collect your loot. And nothing else over here. Alright, cool. So we're going to hop up. Take the back door. Now, what you're going to want to do here is drop down, kill this guy, and really focus on breaking this guy's posture quick, because there's 2 samurai right around the corner. Oh, I missed the Makiri. There we go. Now there's 2 samurai right around the corner. So you can hop up here and just run back. Pick up this item. And eventually they'll reset, right? So that's one of the ways you can deal with this area until you get the ninjutsu that lets you stealth kill multiple opponents. Or you can just deal with them, right? They're not that difficult. The way the game flows, you know, you'll come up with your own farm strats. But now, as far as the female character that's in here, the lady in the corner, you're going to want to rush her quick, because she will basically call on all the other enemies in the area. I feel bad for killing her, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You're going to sneak up on these guys. Well, one of them. Kill him. And just... I keep missing that Makiri. There we go. Once you get that Makiri down, they fall very easy. And we still have 6 healing gourds, so we're going to continue to progress. We're going to come down this area. Now there's going to be 3 Nightjar ninjas down here. One thing you can do for the Nightjars is get the firecrackers out. That way if they get too close around you, you can kind of stun them. Or you can pull them back. You can pull 2 of them back with the kunai. But you do not want that to happen right there. Alright, so we're going to resurrect. Now we got to play real defensively. That means using your prosthetic, which I generally don't do for regular enemies because on a normal playthrough you'll be using a lot of spirit emblems because you'll need a lot of the spirit emblems for the bosses, but on this one I went ahead and did a lot of farming just to make sure I was more than wealthy enough as far as the prosthetic tool goes with the spirit emblems. So just keep pressuring, push through these guys, and at the bottom of their little dojo you get a good item. So you get the eel liver, greatly reduces the amount of damage received from lightning attacks as well as the shock status abnormality. Lightning is a force of the gods. Eels, while small, are relatives of dragons. Even a god's force can be suppressed, though probably not for long. So it's going to help you with lightning, which is going to come in to play later on in this area. So Ishin's letter, a note left by Ishin in the watchtower. Perhaps Emma knows his current whereabouts. Dear Emma, the Ashina Castle gate has grown loud with the sound of scurrying. The Tengu will see to the rats. Worry not. So if that doesn't tell you right now that Ishin is the Tengu of Ashina that we saw earlier, then the guy from the opening intro is indeed the Tengu of Ashina, and he's also kind of like the grandfather of the entire clan. So everything that's kind of built right now is because of him and his efforts. So we'll meet him a little bit later on. Let's go do some of the lore.
Lady Emma, tell me, what has caused the state of this man?
The rejuvenating waters. That is what it is called.
Are you telling me that this is Ashina's secret weapon?
I am. Those who drink it cannot fully die. No, they become unable to die at all. The rejuvenating water, it also...
It springs from the dragon's blood, does it not?
Yes.
Lady Emma, I do not believe the dragon's blood is sacred. Not at all.
Alright, so they're talking about Genichiro here, and we'll see what they're talking about as far as the rejuvenating waters goes, but he has been experimenting with the rejuvenating waters, and it's had profound effects on his body and his abilities. So we'll see that once we clear through this area. There's a mini boss here that we're going to have to deal with. Alright, so this guy right here is a 100% check on your ability to parry enemies. So one thing you can do is pop a Ungo Sugar. You do not need to attack this guy. He will posture himself out if you deflect properly, but popping a Ungos will help you maintain your defense while he's doing his attacks. And that's his two slices right there. If you deflect 2 of those back to back, you'll have no problem beating this boss. So watch for the glint on his sword when he does it. Other than that, you're just jumping. As soon as you see the glint, you want to parry. Boom. Just like that. Very easy boss. Alright, so Hanging Scroll of an Old Battle. Ghosts once lurked in the lands of Ashina. The ghost lightning was one of the fountainhead gods, unstoppable by normal means. Avoid ground and reverse the lightning. So this is telling you how to lightning or parry the lightning attacks that are coming. Basically, you're going to jump in the air to make sure you're not grounded, and then when you're in the air, you're going to push L1, and then you're going to send it back with R1 before you hit the ground. So that's going to send lightning back to the enemies that use lightning attacks against you. So let's go ahead and pick up the scrap magnetite. Alright, hop through the window. And if you just heard the whistle, that's Kuro whistling for you, basically using the reed whistle that we used in the beginning of the game to call for him, and now he is calling for us. So up here on this platform, we are going to get into a boss fight, but there's a pretty long like a lore role play up here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it because we're already at 20 minutes, and we'll pick up with Genichiro in the next episode. Catch you there.